All right, welcome to the Brevard Sports Network special presentation of 6A2 Regional Finals live from Triple SA Stadium here tonight, where the Viera Hawks and Bloomingdale Bulls will do battle. Starter on the mound tonight is Carter Lee, and Carter had quite a year at the JV level this season. Since being called up, though, to the varsity level, he's 1-0 with a 2.90 ERA. This is his sixth appearance. This is his second start. He's got 2 saves. Lee, 9 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 of them earned. He's walked 4, struck out 13, and allowed 2 doubles. And he'll face Vinny Denzio to lead things off tonight for Bloomingdale. It'll be Denzio, Izzy Perez, and A.J. Cruz as the Bulls look to advance to their 4th Final Four in 5 years. And the first pitch offering from Lee is bounced in for ball 1. Denzio this season, 299 hitter. He's got 7 RBIs. He's got 26 hits. Scored 12 runs. Second pitch offering from Lee is right down Broadway for strike 1. Give me the plug it up. And that'll be strike 2. So it'll be Vinny Denzio, Izzy Perez, A.J. Cruz, Mason Johnson, 1 through 4, as Carter Lee sets for the 1-2, and there's a shot. Vogel bobbles it over to first in plenty of time. Nice job by the shortstop, Brody Vogel. Let's take you around the Viera Hawk infield and outfield. From left to right, it'll be Aiden Cameron, Dominic Leone in center, Zach Alarashi in right, Caden Doherty at third, Brody Vogel at short, Trey Slavic at second, Brennan Confreda, your first baseman, and behind the plate, Lee's battery mate is Brady Jensen. And that is strike 1. So after rolling the first one in, essentially, he has found the zone. And we want to thank our terrific sponsors tonight for stepping up here. That would be Sunwave Real Estate and Antonio Gagliardi, and Joseph Bongiovi. And that ball is fouled back and out of play. That's the thing about being up here where we are tonight. We're going to have to protect ourselves from foul balls, but we will, because there's nothing getting to that phone. Strike 3, 2 outs as Izzy Perez goes down. That'll bring up A.J. Cruz. Cruz this season, a 291 hitter, the junior with 18 RBIs. That is tied for the team lead. Lee drops a beautiful off-speed pitch in for strike 1. That's going to be strike 2, because that's the same pitch in the same location, and all Cruz could do was look at it. 0-2. Window shopping at its finest. 1, 2, 3. Down go the Bulls. We go to the bottom of inning number 1. Bloomingdale nothing. Viera coming to bat. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the first inning. Brody Vogel, Aiden Cameron, and Brady Jensen will go 1, 2, 3 as the Hawk fans. Big crowd on hand here tonight. We can actually show you the crowd tonight from where we are. We will in a minute, but Brody Vogel steps in tonight, and Vogel having him quite a year from that leadoff spot. He was moved there probably about 10 games in where Dominic Leone was. They only dropped down to the 5-hole, and Vogel has just fit right in, doing a terrific job for Coach Gifford. First pitch offering. Now, let me tell you a little bit about who's on the bump tonight. Vaughn Osting is the pitcher and that's about who I thought it was going to be. He's 7-1 this year with a 1.48 ERA as Vogel will look at strike one. In 42 2/3 innings pitched, he's allowed 23 hits, just 9 earned runs. He struck out 56, and he's only walked 11. He's got an impressive whip of 0.086. Vogel gets into one, and out there in center field is Mason Johnson to haul it in. Speaking of, let's give you the starters in the field for Bloomingdale. From left to right, it'll be Trey Baker in left, Mason Johnson in center, over in right, Luke Long. From third to first, it'll be Izzy Perez, Cesar Campos in short. Your second baseman is A.J. Cruz over at first, Peyton Jennings, and Osting's battery mate behind the plate is Vinny Dinzio as Aiden Cameron steps in. Aiden this season, 388, 31 hits. He's one of 5 Hawks with 30 or more hits. And quickly, Osting has him down 0-2. I don't know. I hope you like the view. It's different from our normal view, but it's the view we had to have in case the weather got bad. One out here, bottom of the first, the 0-2 from Osting upstairs with the waste pitch, 1-2. The winner will advance to the FHSAA Final Four. Whom they'll play, we have no idea, simply because every regional final game in 6A is in a Game 3. The 1-2 from Osting to Cameron. And this is popped up but playable as Johnson, nope, it is the left fielder who calls and hauls Trey Baker for out number 2. And then now this will bring up Brady Jensen. And Jensen is on fire in the last 7 playoff games. 9 hits and 4 RBIs for the sophomore catcher as he has just absolutely lit it up. Was going through a bit of a slump prior to the postseason. Talked to him over at an O'Galley Merritt Island game one night, and we were just having a conversation. He said, I just need to relax and get back to the things I was doing, and I feel like I'm getting there, and, well, he's done it. 0-1 to Jensen. Osting, a junior, kicks, fires. Jensen was all over that pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Campos up and over to first. And as Viera did, or as Bloomingdale did, Viera goes 1, 2, 3 to end the first. We'll be back with the second in a moment. As the Hawks take the field, we want to wish a very happy birthday to Luca Bongiovi tonight. You know what? I'm getting old. How old did his dad say he was going to be? 17, 16? 16 years old tonight. Luca Bongiovi, old enough to drive. What an awesome Viera Hawk birthday cake that is. And good-looking cake there. And happy birthday to Luca Bongiovi tonight. And Luca, here's to many, many more. And no, I'm not going to make a "you gave love a bad name" joke. Just get me back to the field. All right, we go to the top of inning number 2, and it'll be Mason Johnson, Cesar Campos, and John Ramos for the Bulls. Johnson this year, man, he can hit 358 this year. He's got 24 hits, 22 runs scored, 11 RBIs, 3 doubles. They have 10 home runs as a team, 4 of them by Perez, 3 of them by Denzio. And the first pitch offering from Lee is a strike. The second pitch offering is up the middle for a leadoff base hit by Mason Johnson. And Johnson is aboard with nobody out as Cesar Campos steps in. Campos, 341 for the impressive sophomore. 44 plate appearances this year, 15 hits, 10 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Everything all right? Okay. And it's an easy for you from this angle. You got to get a little higher, okay? Just got to get a little bit higher there, just like that. Okay, back up just a hair, a little more. And there you go. And then that way you got the play at second, okay? How's it look on there? That don't look bad. And we could be a little higher. There we go. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Strike 2. Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, it looks all right, right?
You're about to make the first adjustment.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. The 0-2, and that ball is fouled off and luckily catches a screen. And Carter Lee throwing strikes, that's for sure. Now, Lee is not going to pitch this whole game, and he's probably not going to go beyond the 4th, maybe even the 3rd. He didn't go beyond 3 last week. The 0-2, curveball upstairs, or changeup upstairs, 1 and 2. I can't tell from up here, but 1 ball, 2 strikes. No score, top 2. And that ball is popped up and will get out of play back in the stands area. 8,100 is what you said, huh, Caleb, that this stadium holds? That is, doesn't look like it, but that is impressive. It won't be here in 5 years. 1 and 2. And there's a slapper. This is 4, 6, 3, and the Hawks turn the double play. Slavic to Vogel to Confreda for 2 outs. And they needed that, and I'll tell you what, Slavic stayed down on it. Great flip to Vogel, and Vogel with a rocket over to Confreda. Campos goes 4-6-3 if you're scoring at home, and I'm sure you are. John Ramos steps in. Ramos this season, 300 hitter. And he looks at, guess what? Strike 1 from Carter Lee. Strike 2, swing and a miss. 0 and 2. The pitcher's best friend, the double play ball. The 0-2, just off the outside corner. Here you go, bud. Don't you want these? And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carter kicks and fires. He won't get that, but a good job by Jensen to try to frame it up. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 2nd inning. And there's a hard ground ball. Doherty up and over to Confreda. That's 5-3 to end the inning. And 6 up, 6 down. On to the bottom of the 2nd. No score. that's what they're playing for tonight, the regional championship trophy. As we go to the bottom of inning number 2, there have been 9 hitters that have stepped up in this game, and all 9 of them combined for both teams have been set down in order. Zach Alarashi, Dom Leone, and Carter Lee do up this inning. First pitch to Alarashi upstairs from Osting, ball 1. Beautiful night here.
Oh, this is a gorgeous night for baseball.
I mean, other than the fact that there's, hook echoes out there somewhere. And that's ball 2. That's the first time tonight, other than the first batter, that they've thrown 2 consecutive balls to any one hitter. 2-0 from Osting to Alarashi, who has just been clutch, and he bites on the 2-0, and a good play there by second baseman A.J. Cruz for out number 1. That'll bring up Dominic Leone, the team leader in stolen bases. But Dom playing with a sore right knee. And Leone comes in this year, and he's had a good senior year. 327, 18 RBIs, and 26 stolen bases. The pitch and a hard ground ball down to third. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, says Izzy Perez. They get it over to the first baseman, Peyton Jennings, and Carter Lee will now step up. And aside from the fact that Lee has done very well on the bump since he reached the varsity level, he's done pretty good at the plate too. Lee, a .400 hitter at times, and I think coming into this one, I think he's like .368. Take a look here. Was a .400 hitter for a while for Viera, and then went into just a slight drop. But when you don't have a lot of plate appearances, you're at bat. Your average will drop quick. That's a strike. Yeah, Lee, 323. So he's down to 323, but he has 11 RBIs since the start of the district tournament. So the kid is I don't even call him a kid, but he's a freshman, and young man is 11 RBIs for his team since the district tournament. The curveball is a beaut, and a strike, 1-2. When you get a game like this, and you got 2 pitchers who are doing nothing but filling up the zone, it'll move. 2 outs here already in the bottom of the second inning. Osting, the pitch. Ooh. Listen, I know I'm 150 feet away, but that looked pretty good.
Yep.
Inside, Carter's taking notes. Two and two. The Deuce's wild pitch, and Carter does a really good job there of just getting the bat head on the ball to stay alive for another pitch. He wasn't looking to do anything with that other than what he did with it, which was foul it off. So it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Caden Doherty would be next. The 2-2 on its way. Foul back to the screen, and we'll do it again. Osting a long time here. The pitch, and it hits him, and Carter Lee is drilled in his front right ankle, and Lee will be the first base runner of the game. Or no, actually, check that, and I was wrong because the double play fooled me. So there is a single in the game. My apologies as I look at my scorebook here. I said 9 had been set down. That's not the case. That's not the case. I'm wrong. So Carter Lee with the old HBP, and that'll bring up Caden Doherty. And Doherty has done it. I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a team with different heroes and different nights. Doherty has certainly had his nights for this team this year. Done very well down at third base. And he'll look at ball 1. Buchholz, Pace, 1-1. Sickles, Wharton, 1-1. St. Thomas Aquinas, Doral Academy, 1-1. Bloomingdale, Viera, 1-1. That's where we are in 6A.
Now, I know as far as the St. Thomas Aquinas Doral game, that was supposed to be played today at 1 o'clock. However, no one's reported a score, so I wonder if that game was affected due to weather.
Yeah, it could have been.
Because there was a lot of weather moving across the state all day.
And that's a strike, 1 and 2 now to Doherty. Yeah, no, there certainly was. The FHSAA State Track and Field Championships had a time with it. Don't know that they'll even finish them all tonight. The pitch. Doherty swings and misses, and that will end the inning. The hit by pitch, no effect, as we're going to move on to the top of the third. But, we'll keep it right here because I want to talk about it. If Viera should win this game tonight, what happens is they will, at least what they've done in the past, and I'm assuming that's going to be done again, they reseed the 4 teams. So if that's the case, and looking at the way things would go now, Viera would be the 4 seed of the remaining teams left. And let me just make sure. Yeah, okay, so the number 1 team in 6A is Buchholz. Pace is number 2. St. Thomas, number 3. Doral, number 4. Bloomingdale is 5th. Sickles is 6th. Viera is 9th. So somebody below them's in then, I guess. Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see who I'm missing here. Figure this out. Pace, Buchholz, Sickles, Wharton. Oh, it's Wharton. So, okay, so if Wharton were to beat Sickles and Viera were to win, Viera would be a 3, Sickles would be the 4. That's the way that would go. As we go to the top of the third inning, Carter Lee will face Luke Long, Peyton Jennings, and the left fielder Trey Baker.
And Alan, just to clear, because I know I was talking to you off air prior coming up to the broadcast. Once you get to the state semifinal and state final, it is strictly
one game, as far as I could tell.
Okay.
Yep, one game in the semis, one game in the states.
Just want to clear it up for those at home.
Yep. Absolutely.
Which it's kind of weird that you have series and then.
Yeah. I've got my feelings on these best of threes. I thought, maybe hold on here. Lee's 25th pitch is a ball outside. I thought maybe the quarterfinals one game, and then the regional semis, the regional finals, and the state semifinals, or the regional finals, state semifinals, and state finals best of 3. I don't know that you do best of 3 in the first 2 rounds, but look, it's the first year for it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we'll see how it ends up. But listen, the FHSAA has proved one thing, if they've proved anything, and that is they are absolutely willing to make changes to whatever. You can say what you want, and I've got a very good relationship with the Florida High School Athletic Association. We don't agree on a lot of things sometimes, but they listen, and I tell you, I do enjoy working with them. 3-1 to Luke Long. You learn as you go along. Ain't that right, Caleb?
Yeah.
And that's going to be the first walk of the game issued. And I appreciate their patience in those things as well.
Yeah.
Peyton Jennings steps in. Jennings this season, believe it or not, is the number 8 hitter in the lineup, batting .368. He leads the team with 35 or more at bats. Now, he's got 38, but he's got 14 hits and 13 RBIs.
He came up showing bunt there on that first pitch.
Okay. That's the kind of game it's going to be. I said we'd be hard-pressed to get 6 runs combined between these two teams. And, they got a shot at second. Lee, and there at least no Lee's throw forces Vogel off the bag. That's going to be E1 on as Luke Long will advance. So an error. And, of course, the fielder's choice there, reach by Peyton Jennings. And Lee upset with himself, but made the right play. And that's what we talked about at the beginning, right? I mean, if he turns and throws that ball to first, that's a mental mistake, okay? Because you could have easily got the runner at second. He's trying to make what happened. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just wondering why.
Why what?
Did I miss that the throw to second?
No.
He was safe. We were safe?
Yeah, he was safe.
Oh.
No,
okay.
No. Vogel was pulled off the bag.
Okay, see
with
that.
the throw. Yeah. No, he's at second.
I'm sorry for missing that.
Trey, you didn't get that on the video?
No, my
There's a beautiful bunt down the third base line, and nobody will be thrown out there, as that was just an absolute beaut on the turf. That's an infield hit. Down to third base goes Luke Long. Peyton Jennings down to second, and Trey Baker at first. 7, 8, and 9 aboard now as we go back to the top of the Bloomingdale lineup with Vinny Denzio, who grounded out to Vogel. The play is home. The corners are in. Vogel and Slavic back. Lee's first pitch is strike one on a check swing off the bat. So lefty-lefty matchup here will favor Lee. That is an unearned run sitting at third base with Denzio at the plate. The 0-1, nobody out, bases loaded. Strike one, or strike two, right down Wickham Road. Yeah. So how did you miss it?
I went to grab the tripod. The back of my hand hit the tripod
rather than
grabbing it.
Okay. Well, like Carter Lee, that's a physical error there. If you'd have looked at third, I'd be upset. And there's a shot that gets past the diving Slavic, and they're going to hold the second runner at third base, but Luke Long scores easily, and that is a bases loaded single by Denzio. Down to third base goes Jennings. Down to second goes Baker, and it's still bases loaded with nobody out as Brady Jensen goes out to have a conversation with his young pitcher. That's a sophomore and a freshman out there working things through here, as we will get a pinch runner here for Vinny Denzio, the catcher, and it appears to be number 6. Nope. I don't know. Number 16. Izzy Perez steps in. That's Jack Grant running. Perez with the lone home run in this tournament. And Lee skirts a changeup by him. It's 0-1. 1 run in, 3 hits in the inning. It's actually just 2 because there should be an error up there. Outside, I think, I think it's a tremendous honor this kid got the ball here in a winner-take-all game, and the Hawks are going to be lucky to have him for the next 3 years, whatever the outcome of this one is. 1-1 is away from Jensen, and he's going to score. Jensen nearly got him, but that's going to be a pass ball, too, because I'm sure Jensen's going to say the same thing. I should have had it. He didn't, and that will score Peyton Jennings. Down to second base goes Grant, and Trey Baker will go down to third, so first base is open. Izzy Perez still at the plate now with a 2-1 count, and second and third with nobody out. So after throwing just 24 pitches through 2 innings, Lee with his 17th pitch of the third inning. 41 pitches thrown, 31 of them for strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Izzy Perez. Curveball got him. Strike 3, and Perez goes down for the second consecutive AB, looking at a purty pitch. 1 out. A.J. Cruz steps in. He grounded out to Brody Vogel, the shortstop, the infield in, all the way around, trying to prevent the third run here. 2 runs in, 2 hits, 1 error in the inning. And the first pitch offering to Cruz is fouled back and out of play. Strike 1. Want to welcome everyone watching from Bloomingdale. We tried to stream over there, but we're denied. The 0-1. Curveball is 0-2 now. Simply told, Hillsborough County does not allow outside streamers. Well, okay. 0-2. And got him swinging. And Carter Lee, trying to minimize the damage here, strikes out Perez and Cruz, and now has 2 outs with Mason Johnson coming to the plate. Johnson singled his last time up.
You want to talk about bringing some heat on that pitch.
Yeah, after throwing 3 straight off-speed pitches.
He said, you think you can catch it? High heat.
Yeah, here you go. And that's upstairs, and he starts him off with a fastball, and it misses 1-0. I'm not sure what the beef is here from Skip, Chris Wilkin, skipper. Recently, here we go. Chris Wilkin, 18 years, whatever it is. I'm sure it's legit. The guy's won 301 games. State championship in 2021. Great coach, great manager, great program. Yeah, we want to thank the USSSA Space Coast Stadium. And I'm going to tell you what, I apologize, but the gentleman's name eludes me that helped us out with this situation. But, man, I mean, this is great. 1-0. I don't know what that was all about, but it was about. Pitch is fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-1. Top of the second inning, the Bulls have struck first here with 2 in the top half of the third. Carter Lee kicks and fires, and he's going to get, okay. All right. Consistent. He didn't call that on Lee. Get our baseball up. Pitch, foul down the third baseline. There we go. Is the FHSAA logo on the right? Okay.
It's there on the scoreboard.
I can't see it from here. So now Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. And Lee, if he can get out of this with bases loaded, nobody out with just 2 runs. And this ball is lifted into center field. Dominic Leone with a track, call, and a haul. And he does. And a great job by Carter Lee to rebound there. Bases loaded and nobody out. And he holds them to 2. They get 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 error, 2 left. Down to the bottom of the third, 2-0, Bloomingdale. All right, welcome back here to Triple SA Stadium, where we go to the bottom of inning number 3. And now, 24 times this year, Bloomingdale pitchers have gotten this many runs and won all 24 games. So, listen, Viera's got to get to work here, and it's going to start with Brennan Confreda. Brennan batting 199 right now, and he's got to get the bat going. And Osting's first pitch offering to him is upstairs for ball 1. 1-0. Yeah, just make sure you get first base when that ball's hit over there.
I will make sure.
Okay.
I'll make sure I get first base when I hit over there. I might want my one physical error. I'm good.
No, I know. No, I'm not saying that.
I know.
2-0 to Confreda. It all started with a leadoff walk. And that is at the knees for a strike for, I think it was leadoff walk. Oh, it was. Yeah, it was. Leadoff walk for Bloomingdale. So Confreda, the 2-1 is fouled off, and now it's 2-2. Trey Slavic on deck, followed by the top of the lineup in Brody Vogel. Oh, he got him on an absolute beautiful bender. 1 out, second straight strikeout for Osting. And that'll bring up Trey Slavic. Slavic this season batting 185. He's got a couple of doubles and 9 RBIs this year. Curveball is, you can see that thing from up here bend over the top. It's a beaut, Clark. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. It's like Bloomingdale was built for these 3-game series with the top of their pitching rotation. The 3 guys at the top of their rotation are 8-1, 8-1, and 7-1. The 1-1 on the way to Slavic is chest high outside, ball 2, 2-1.
Typically in high school, if you can have 1,
2,
and a good, really good 2,
you're going to be state championship material. You better have 2. You better have 2 really good guys that are battling for the top spot all year. But to have 3 like they do, the Bloomingdale, they're by no means out of this. And Viera has shown a propensity for being able to pull off miracles at times in comebacks and walk-offs. But let's say the Bulls do advance. They certainly got the arms to do it in a 1-game playoff. And there's a shot up the middle for a base hit by Trey Slavic and a nice piece of hitting by Trey. And that is the first Viera base hit of the game. And back to the top of the order we go with Brody Vogel.
To make a Brevard comparison, Bloomingdale was almost like when Rockledge was healthy and had everybody, almost like a Rockledge in the fact Rockledge had a strong 2 and then a really good 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when
O'Galley as well.
Yes.
When they had Nick Pogue and Carter Stewart.
Yes.
That ball was hit to right field, but it is foul. Yeah, Nick Pogue and Carter Stewart were that's a pretty good one too.
And under the old format, that's all you really needed to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Your strong 1, and then your number 2 you could throw in relief.
Yep. 0-1 to Vogel, who flied out to the center fielder his first time up. You'll look at ball 1 upstairs. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Bulls. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Viera. The 1-1 is a curveball outside, 2-1. Osting's thus far 37 pitches, 22 strikes on the night. And this ball is popped up. Whoever pitches tonight will not be eligible to pitch Friday if they go 76 or more pitches tonight. The 6A semifinals and finals is next Friday and Saturday. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now to Vogel. Osting comes to a set, kicks, fires, and there's a shot the other way, but just foul. Osting is a junior, so he's working on even less of a pitch count. And, of course, Carter Lee, a freshman, and he's working on virtually no pitch count.
Right.
The 2-2 on its way to Vogel. Inside, full count. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Gifford does here. Aggressive base running by Viera this year. They led the county with, 80 stolen bases this year for Viera. 80 stolen bases. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. The runner stays. Vogel fouls this off our way, out of play, and will stay full. What is it for a freshman? I see you got the chart out.
For a freshman, we're talking 95. Freshmen and sophomores, 80, freshmen 85, sophomore and juniors are 95.
95, okay.
And then 105.
105 for the seniors, okay.
Yeah.
The 3-2 on its way to Brody. Runner stays again, and that is ball 4, and Brody Vogel walks. And 2 on now with 1 out, and Viera accumulating base runners as Aiden Cameron steps in. Trey Slavic down to second as Cameron flied out to the left fielder his last time up. Did he say right fielder? No, that's just a Freudian slip. Zach's in right field. Aiden's in left. I gotta stop listening to the PA guy. Everywhere we go, I listen to him or watch the scoreboard, and I'm constantly wrong. 2-0 or 2-0 here. Now I'm all out of whack. 2 on, a lot of 2s. As Aiden Cameron swings and misses at strike 1. So 2 on, 1 out.
That's for Game Changer's not let us down, though.
No, Game Changer never lets me down.
So maybe we should put more
trust. Reliable. And it can even talk. Might even get it a microphone. See, listen. Listen, ready? It's the bottom of the 3rd. Bloomingdale Varsity Bulls. There you go. My new broadcast partner, Game Changer.
I've been replaced. Great.
Yeah, there you go. 0-1, ground ball down to first. He's going to step on first, throw to second, but he throws it into left field, and that will score a Viera run. And nice job of base running there by Viera. As coming around to score is Trey Slavic. He never stopped. And the first baseman just launched that thing into left field, trying to get the double play. And the Hawks get on the board and cut the lead in half to 2-1. And the good news is Brody Vogel, if you're a Hawks fan, down at third with Brady Jensen up, the team leader in RBI. So the Hawks with an opportunity to tie this here in the bottom of the 3rd. Can they answer with 2 of their own? The curveball stays high, ball 1. And Vogel with an outstanding job of getting to third because that ball's in left field.
Yep.
Good hustle. Whew. Man, that's a tough pitch to hit. 1-1. I mean, I know we're sitting a little further up than we normally do here, but I know you can see that thing breaking at home. 1-1 to Jensen. That's going to be 1-2. I mean, I just laugh because I've stood in there against a pitch like that, and it just looks like it's going to drill you. You know, next thing you know, it drops over the plate, and you're like, oh my gosh. 1-2. He's going to come back with another one. No, he comes with a fastball upstairs, and now we have another deuces wild situation here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 3 on the bump, pitching to 21. That's Osting to Jensen. The 2-2 as Osting steps off. Swing and a miss, and that will end the inning. But the Hawks do cut the lead down the 1. They get a run on a hit and an error by Bloomingdale. We go to the top of the 4th already, and 2-1 Bulls. All right, welcome back here to USSSA Stadium. Top of the 4th inning, it'll be Cesar Campos, John Ramos, and Luke Long. Campos grounded into a double play his last time up, and he's first pitch swinging, and that is fouled back for strike 1. I'd like to welcome everyone watching tonight, whether from right here in Brevard County or over in Hillsborough County. Welcome. The 0-1 is a shot to Confreda. He's going to pick it up and step on first, and Campos is out number 1, and that'll bring up John Ramos, who grounded out to Caden Doherty, the third baseman, his last time up. And this is our final baseball broadcast of the season this year, regardless of what happens here tonight. The NFHS Network will take over in Fort Lee, and we turn our attention to regional quarterfinals or regional semifinals softball. MCC possibly, and for sure O'Galley on Tuesday night. So excited about that. The 0-1 is 1-1. Carter Lee back for his 4th inning. He's gone 1 inning further than he did in Game 3 last Saturday. The curveball is high, and it's 2-1. So far, Lee with 54 pitches And 40 strikes. 55 and 41 now. 2-2 to Ramos. Oof. Full count. Ball 4. And for the second consecutive inning, Lee has issued a free pass to start the inning. And that'll bring up Luke Long, who actually started the 2-run rally last inning. He reached on a walk, and then the error down at second base allowed him to stay there. The pitch to him is nice stop by Jensen. Good job as Jensen puts his chest protector in front of it. 1-0. I would imagine I can see the Bloomingdale bullpen perfectly from here as rain begins to fall, and quite heavily. Swing and a miss, 1-1. The good news is we don't have to worry about any of that.
Nah.
We're indoors. Low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Do the Pride still play?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. In between innings, I'm going to show these baseball helmets. Hold up to the camera because there's some nice batting helmets.
Yeah. Well, my thing is I okay. I'm not. I didn't. Okay.
I think they still play. I thought
I don't know. I look. I covered them for a year. 3-1, and that ball is coming back our way. Caleb, dive! Caleb, get it!
Alan, if I dive, I'm taking out half the crowd with me.
Get the ball, Caleb!
Unless it gets near our equipment. And there, no equipment.
3-10. Here it comes again. E-C. That's error on the cameraman. Full count pitch. Sorry, screaming everybody's speakers. 3-2.
Everyone needs to get them replaced anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Swing and a miss. That time, no apology. As Carter Lee sets down Luke Long, and that'll bring up Peyton Jennings. Jennings reached on the field. Oh, that's a shot to Slavic. And that is
nice.
the third and final out of the inning. Or no, it's not. I was going to say, what's he running off the field for?
No, that is.
Is it?
Everyone else seems to think so. Here comes out Bloomingdale.
You know why? Because okay, yep, that's it. End of inning. We'll be back at the bottom of the fourth. All right. Yeah. I was just operating in the wrong area of the scorecard, which is, it happens. And as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, it'll be Zach Alarashi, Dom Leone, and Carter Lee. Hawks trail by just one, 2-1. Alarashi grounded out last time up to A.J. Cruz as the umbrellas are out. As long as he does not say, please go to the concourse, there is a lightning delay, everything is fine. Swing and a miss. And Alarashi at 2 strikes. 1 and 2. We did find out that the Pride have disbanded. And so they, or as they put it, swing and a miss by Alarashi. What'd they say? They pivoted operations. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'd love to see him back one day. Dominic Leone steps up. He grounded out to Izzy Perez, the third baseman, his last time up. A lot of room on that line. If Leone can get it there, they have absolutely no faith that Dominic Leone can pull this ball. The left fielder has got to be 100 yards off the foul line. Show that. Left fielder.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if Leone can pull this ball down the left field line, he could be running for days. Maybe with the knee. I don't think I've ever seen an outfield shade that far to the right with a right-handed hitter up and a right-handed pitcher. And the curveball. I mean, Osting throws a lot of curveballs. If Leone sits on one, it's not going anywhere but to left field. The 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. Swing and a miss. And no need as Leone goes down on strikes. The 5th strikeout victim of the night for Vaughn Osting as Carter Lee will step in. He was drilled in his right ankle the last time he was up. And interestingly enough, they will stay exactly in the same formation out there in position in the outfield. Lee can spray it too. You know what I mean? He can spray it, and so we saw him foul that ball off down the line before. Yeah. So, this is just puzzling to me. And he's going to look at strike 2 there. That one buckled his knee a little bit, and that's just a great pitch from Osting, and it's 0-2, and Osting looking for his 4th straight strikeout as Carter Lee will stay alive and foul that one off. So far, Osting in this one has allowed just 1 hit. 61 pitches. Pitch number 62 is a hard ground ball through the right side, and Carter Lee on-base percentage continues to be impressive as the freshman picks up the Hawks' 2nd base hit of the night, bringing up Caden Doherty, who struck out last time. So we'll get a pinch runner, I'm assuming, right? I mean, he's pitching, or maybe.
Someone is coming from the Viera bullpen.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll keep you posted on that as that occurs between innings. Doherty steps in outside for a ball, 1-0. 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th, 2-1. Bloomingdale. All of the runs for both teams coming in the 3rd. Both teams with one unearned run each. Pitch, swing back to the screen, 1 ball, and 1 strike. Two outs. The 1-1 on its way. And that ball tagged, but foul. One and two. I promise you'll see it next time.
The move got me. I
Yeah, we were looking to see if he was out or safe, but we just forgot to move the camera. We're spectators for a minute. 1 and 2. Pitch. Curveball is strike 3.
Wow.
And Caden Doherty gets caught window shopping. Second time tonight he's been struck out. That is the 4th strikeout in the last 5th batters for Osting. We're going to the top of the 5th. Getting late. 2-1 Bloomingdale. All right, welcome back. And as the season winds down here, we want to make sure that, obviously Brevard Sports Network, we broadcast Brevard County, so we want to wish a very happy birthday to Viera Hawk, and 16 years old today. He can drive, look out, pull your cars over, let him through. Luca Bongiovi, and happy birthday, Luca, and a future. We watched Luca play, at Viera Country Little League. Outstanding baseball player. He's going to have his day here. He's a sophomore. Next 2 years, Luca, next 2 years, expect to see you out there doing big things. Happy birthday, Luca Bongiovi. And this is going to be Trey Baker that steps up here in the top of the 5th, and it's getting to be that time where you start counting outs, and you don't want to, but you do. And that is going to be, we got a new pitcher? Nope, it's still Carter Lee. So Lee has allowed just 2 hits in this game. Swing and a miss, 2 balls and a strike.
There is action again heading out towards the Viera bullpen.
Towards the Viera bullpen, okay. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and Lee with 2 fastballs now. And look, if you're Trey Baker, you got to look out for the hook. Does not get it. Should have got the call. Does not. 3-2. I think the umpire was looking for the hook, too. Full count here. And another straight fastball there. Keeps it at 3-2. Glad you could be with us tonight. I want to thank you for joining us wherever you're watching from, whether it's Hillsborough County, right here in good old Brevard. Glad to have you aboard here. I want to thank our sponsor Tonight's Some Wave Real Estate, and we just can't thank them enough because these broadcasts aren't cheap. The 3-2 is high for ball 4, and for the third consecutive inning, he didn't last inning, but the leadoff, he did. He walked the leadoff hitter. And Blake walks, so for the third consecutive inning, the leadoff hitter is aboard. And back to the top of the lineup with Vinny Denzio. And Denzio with 3 home runs this year, but at a disadvantage as he steps in as a fellow lefty facing a left-handed pitcher. And that one, Vogel steps on second, lofts one into the dugout, and he'll get the force at second. Easy double play. I don't know if the ball slipped out of Brody's hand, but that thing took off like a SpaceX rocket into the dugout. And what happened? Was it foul? Oh, it was foul. Okay. Foul ball, I guess. That had a weird, kind of bounced. Where'd that thing bounce?
I can't tell where it bounced from.
No. Okay, so he's out. Okay, so no. All right. No, we're good. All right. Yeah, there's the runner first. I was like, what is everybody doing? All right, so that's an error on Vogel on the throw. Baker will go down 6 unassisted on the ground ball. Denzio reaches on an error from Vogel. And this is Izzy Perez, who's got 4 of the 10 home runs for Bloomingdale this season. Yeah, that thing looked like it just...
Yeah.
I mean, Jay Fowler jumped, but it was just for show. He could have been on stilts. It popped up, and it is wet out there. That ball's in right field. Who's going to get this? Oh, nice play by Trey Slavic as Slavic calls and hauls it. That is a tough play to make running backwards for a second baseman, and Slavic with a heck of a job. And A.J. Cruz will step in with 2 outs. Yeah, Game Changer made that look simple, like a little pop-up to the second baseman, but that was far from it. Strike 1. Cruz locks up. 0-1.
Got a BZ watching from Calvert County.
That is my man. That's my brother. 0-1. Pitch. And that is strike 2. Carter Lee. If this is his last pitch, I can't wait to watch this freshman for the next 3 years. Viera trailing by 1. Lee fouled off down the third base line. 0-2. Yeah, my nephew, going to go to the local Calvert Community College there, committed to play baseball there, catcher, battling through injuries this year. But, Sean, congratulations on your commitment. Sean Slaughterzinski, one regret, I didn't have an opportunity to broadcast one of his games. But you never know. Maybe Calvert comes down one time and plays Eastern Florida State, huh?
Yeah.
That'd be something, huh? 0-2 now to A.J. Cruz, and Cruz is battling. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for Bloomingdale. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Actually, Bloomingdale has an error and 2 errors for Viera. That ball is lined in the left field, but Aiden Cameron is positioned perfectly. He will call it, haul it, and that will end the top of the 5th inning. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Viera down by 1. They need it. They need the bats. Take Me Out to the Ball Game plays in the background. The seventh inning stretch song for high school baseball, obviously. And after the top half of the seventh inning in the major leagues, but they played 9. High school plays 7 as we go to the bottom of inning number 5. And the Hawks are really going to have to get these bats going here. They got 5 hits in game 1, 5 hits in game 2. But this is a pitching staff that simply does not relinquish runs. If you're just joining us, this is a staff that 24 times this year, they have allowed 2 runs or less in a game. And that's as impressive as it gets for any high school staff. A 1.11 ERA. It's going to be up to, what do we got here? All right, the birthday boy steps in. Luca Bongiovi at the dish here as he'll pinch hit here. Luca trying to get the offense jump started. Osting's first pitch is on the black at the knees. Strike 1. Bongiovi this year, 215. He's got 11 RBIs. But I'll tell you what, Luca can gap them. He's got 5 RBI or 5 doubles. Hard ground ball to the second baseman, but Key stays down on it, comes up with it, and throws Luca out. 1 out.
I was going to say, they're again, that shade against Luca, they didn't believe Luca could put it in left field. The left fielder was 150 yards.
Yeah.
That time out.
Yeah.
They moved him 50 more yards.
Over, yeah. They just don't think that Viera can pull this guy for whatever reason, but they haven't. So, I mean, that is incredible to me when you look at that. That is half the outfield right there. Outside to, is that Trey Slavic? Yes, Trey Slavic. Slavic, one of the 2 Hawk base hits tonight. But, I mean, that's wild to me.
Who are we questioning? You guys got 301 wins.
Right. I mean, right. I mean, I think he knows what he's doing.
When we're just up here, babbling
Eating
away.
dominoes and watching baseball.
By the way, Domino's. You want to
or Little Caesars, actually. Little Caesars. That's good pizza. Pizza. 2-0 is 3-0.
Fine then. Little Caesars.
Right.
Brevard Sports Network. That's a great partnership. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying, right? 3 balls and no strikes. Let's see if he gets the proverbial 3-0 strike call here. Yes, indeed. That pitch right there only has to be somewhat close. That right arm's going up. Osting. And this is popped up and out of play. And the count will go full at 3-2 to the Hawks' second baseman, Trey Slavic. Osting getting set to throw pitch number 74 on the evening. He gets 95 of them as a junior. The 3-2. Slavic inside. Good at bat by Trey. That's ball 4. And the Hawks have a runner aboard with the top of the lineup coming up. Brody Vogel steps in. Vogel walked and flied out in his 2 previous at-bats this evening. I want to thank Athletic Director Cheryl Dravis for having us, and Principal LeGarrette, and, of course, the Florida High School Athletic Association and Sunwave Real Estate as well, all for making this broadcast possible here on a Saturday night. 1-0 to Vogel. Osting takes a peek over and fouls that right back to the screen. Hawks not showing any signs of trying to take an extra base here, but I'm shocked Vogel's not laying one down, too, myself, I guess. Third baseman way off the bag. See if he can't skirt one down the line there. 1 strike. Let's see what happens here. Pitch. And Vogel gets this one in the left field. Well, there's why. They can play the right left fielder 150 yards away. He got there pretty quick. And Vogel goes down on a fly out to the left fielder, Trey Baker. Baker got on his horse on that one, didn't he?
Baker was playing center field.
Right, yeah.
I mean, he was smack dab in the middle of center field and still somehow came in to make that catch.
Nice job. You heard the crowd's reaction when that ball was hit. They were excited because, like them, I thought maybe it had a shot to get down. But that'll bring up Aiden Cameron. Cameron grounded out to the pitcher his last time up, and the first pitch swing is going to get through the right side of the infield past second baseman A.J. Cruz, and the Hawks will now have runners at second and third. That run will score. Yes, indeed it will score because he's awarded an extra base with the ball out of play, and he was already going to get third, and the Hawks have tied this up.
Wow. Hey, what do we talk about pregame, Alan?
Defense. Right?
Yep.
And Aiden Cameron with a base hit here. And I got a feeling this mound visit is to give it to the infield a little bit.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't make that mistake this late in the game. We're tied at 2, and a team that fields at 9:59 has committed 2 errors tonight that have been extremely costly. And Viera catches a break there.
Ooh.
As soon as the catcher threw his hands up, and with Slavic already at third,
that was smart to continue that turn too.
And they're going to intentionally walk Brady Jensen to put the runner at first and get a force at third, even though there are 2 outs. You don't pitch to a 386 hitter. Now you got Zach Alarashi coming up.
Ooh.
And Alarashi's been hot, but I like the call to walk
Yes.
Brady Jensen. So 2 outs and Alarashi at the plate. Hawks have tied this thing up. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Alarashi's first pitch from Osting. Osting steps off.
Again, we were talking pregame. Alarashi's been a clutch man of sorts.
Yes, he has. Did it last week in this very moment, right here in the 5th. 2-run shot to the opposite field to put the Hawks up 5-2. Alarashi will look at strike 1. He has grounded out and struck out tonight, 0 for 2. Alarashi, a shot like that right here puts him up 5-2. Where I come from, if he were to put one over, we'd call that a Weaver. Earl Weaver used to say, you win baseball games with great pitching, great defense, and 3-run home runs. That's how you win games. He's not wrong.
Nope.
But you got to have it. 1-0. Alarashi will look at a curveball that it missed only because the guy in the blue shirt said it missed. I'm not sure where it missed, but it's 2-0. The line score is the same for both teams across the board. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for each team tonight. And the umpire says it's 2-1. Viera trying to reach their 3rd straight Final Four and 4th. In 5 years. Fourth since 2021, I should say. That's 5 years. Sorry. The 3-1 to Zach Alarashi is a ground ball hard down the line. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So there is no doubt about it here. The runners will be off on the pitch as Vinny Denzio reminds his infielders and outfielders of it. And they should be going at any moment. Zosting takes a peek back, not being held. Here's the pitch. Runners going. Alarashi. What a pitch by Osting. He pulls the string and strikes out Alarashi for the second consecutive inning. But the Hawks, they get one back. That means they've tied it up. All squared, going to the top of the sixth here at USSSA Stadium.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
And the new Hawks pitcher has been the ace for much of the year out there. Caden Jensen is now on the bump, and we'll give you Carter Lee's numbers here in just a second. But Jensen this season 4-4 with a 3.07 ERA. This will be his 13th appearance this season. Jensen in 54 2/3 innings pitched, 31 hits, 24 earned runs, 31 walks, 64 strikeouts this season. And, listen, Jensen opponents are batting just 159 against him. But here's the thing. They're going to give the ball to the guy that tremendously helped get them here. Now, he has not had a good end to his season. He knows it. And his brother's out there talking to him now because his brother's the catcher, Brady Jensen. But I'm pulling for this young man to just go out there and strike out the side because we've seen him do it on a lot of occasions. Caden Jensen is going to go to Polk State College. He's going to be a great college pitcher, and I think he's even going to get into, be drafted and play Major League Baseball one day, and he will throw a strike right down Wickham Road for strike one, and that's exactly what I wanted to see, and Jensen delivers. And now Jensen's got to feel good about having the first hitter, Mason Johnson, in an 0-2 hole. This is Jensen's game, and I love the fact that Matt Gifford gave the ball to him. The 0-2 is hard ground ball down the left field line. Foul. 2 balls, or no balls and 2 strikes, I'm sorry. Oh, and 2 pitch. Got him. Foul. Nope. Foul tip out of the catcher's glove. Nice job by Carter Lee tonight. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. The 0-2 on its way. Jensen, curveball low in the dirt. 1-2. And there's another hard hit ball down the line, but foul. Top of the 6th, 2-2 is our score. The Hawks tied it up with an error by Bloomingdale in the bottom half of inning number 5. Mason Johnson from Caden Jensen. And I'll tell you what, you got to give Mason Johnson some credit. That's 4 foul balls. And if Jensen can go 1, 2, 3 in this inning, I'll say it in the dirt 2-2. If he can retire, that would really fire this team up. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Got him looking. window shopping. Mason Johnson went, and Caden Jensen sets him down. 1 out. Nice pitch. He was expecting off speed.
Yes, he was.
Cesar Campos steps in, grounded into a double play, and grounded out to the pitcher. And Jensen's first pitch offering to Cesar is fouled off down the right field line. And it's 0-1. Oh, I tell you, that is Caden Jensen working. And the off speed is 0-2. And he threw the same off-speed pitch again, but it's pulled foul by Cesar. 2-2 is our score. I said, wouldn't surprise me if we played extras. You probably won't see 6 runs combined. And, well, it's 2-2 in the top of the 6th. And neither team has touched the wall with the ball tonight. Got him again. The strikeout on the corner as Campos goes down. The second strikeout of the inning, the second one looking, and John Ramos steps in.
You know, Alan, and now we're starting to see the body language of the Caden Jensen of old.
Yeah, well, yeah, earlier this year.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that one is fouled back to the screen. Yeah, you're right, Caleb. Confidence is everything. And he's feeling it a little bit right now. And good for him. He says, I don't like the feel or texture of that ball. I was going to throw that in the dugout there. Son, you keep throwing strikeouts, and Coach Gifford will get you all the baseballs you want. 0-1 for the Polk State commit here. Kicks and fires. Strike 2, and Caden Jensen is 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the top of the 6th. The 0-2. Got him! And Caden Jensen comes in and strikes out the number 5, 6, and 7 hitters. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, all tied at 2. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to be Dominic Leone, Carter Lee, and Caden Doherty for the Hawks, who are just absolutely locked in a grudge match with the Bloomingdale Bulls. It's 1 and 2. And one of these two teams is going to go back to the Final Four. Both were there last year and were shut out, combined score by Buchholz and Dwyer on both Bloomingdale and Viera was 18-0. And there's a ground ball backhanded in the hole. The throw across, nice play. That's just an outstanding play by the shortstop, Cesar Campos. And Leone, 1 pitch, 1 out. And Osting now up to pitch 85 with 55 strikes as Carter Lee steps in. The pitch to Lee is inside out. Nice pitch. 0-1. Jay Fowler steps on deck. He'll bat for Caden Doherty. Fowler will take over at third base, too. The pitch there is low and inside. Ball 1-1. The advantage of having this thing at home, if Bloomingdale does not score in the top of the seventh, the Hawks can walk it off. Pitch. And Chopper down to the third baseman. Slow plays it. Cross diamond. Got him. And again, the leather being flashed that time by Izzy Perez. And the third pitch, 4 pitches thrown in, 2 outs as Jay Fowler steps in. Jay Fowler, 167 this year. So Coach Gift giving him an opportunity here to come up big. In the bottom of the sixth is the Hawks and the Bulls are locked at 2. The winner will win the regional championship. Caleb will have that up on the screen between innings for you to see. And that is a curveball that drops in for strike one. A little too far, a little more back this way. There you go. 0-1. Pitch outside. 1-1. The 6th pitch of the inning by Osting. 7th one coming up. The 1-1 curveball breaks too far outside. 2-1. Yes, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. As Fowler watches that one hit the outside corner. So 2-2. Upstairs, Jay Fowler now 1 pitch away from reaching 3-2 with Brennan Confreda. Is that Confreda back on deck? Yep, it is. He was pinch hit for last inning by Luca Bongiovi. The 3-2 on its way from Osting is strike 3, and that will end the inning. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to the 7th, all tied at 2. Here we go, top of the 7th. That's what it's all about. That and a chance to go play where the Minnesota Twins have their spring training in Fort Myers. Luke Long, Peyton Jennings, and Trey Baker due up as Caden Jensen starts his 2nd inning of work. First pitch outside, ball 1. Long tonight reached on an error, struck out. His 3rd at-bat. Jensen's 2nd pitch to him is back up the middle. Vogel coming across. Can he make the throw? He does. Nice scoop by Brennan Confreda. Dead-and-ant, 1 out. That's the kind of play you got to make if you're going to advance. Vogel makes it. as Peyton Jennings steps in. Jennings reached on a fielder's choice and a pop out to the second baseman, Trey Slavic, but it was not an ordinary pop out. It was one where Slavic had to run a country mile to pick it off. Jensen's first pitch offering to him is a BB right down Viera Boulevard for strike one. And there's a ground ball, and that will squirt through between Doherty and Vogel, and that's a one-out base hit by Peyton Jennings to bring up Trey Baker. Baker walked and singled tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see here what indeed Bloomingdale does. Does Skipper with 300, Chris Wilkin with 301 wins, he's got a pinch runner in now. Does he bunt? Does he steal? Time to push runs and play aggressive here. And we're going to see what Bloomingdale does. Jensen wisely throws over to first. Who is it?
Number 18. Number
18 is the pinch runner. That is J.J. Santiago. Santiago, one of 3 Bulls tied for the team lead with 7. That's a shot to left field, and that's going to bounce in front of Aiden Cameron. So that's back-to-back base hits. And that'll put 2 runners aboard with the top of the lineup coming up in Vinny Denzio. He has grounded out, singled, and he reached on the error by Vogel. Denzio came into this game with 3 home runs. The Bulls with 10 as a team. And he's got 3. And Izzy Perez, the next hitter, has 4. So 7 of the 10 home runs due up in the next 2 at-bats with 1 out. And Jensen paints the inside corner for strike 1. Vogel with a walk check on the second base runner, and that is low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Bloomingdale. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for Melbourne. I said Melbourne, Viera. I'm looking at my score sheet against I'm looking at Caden Jensen pitching against Melbourne, and I said Melbourne.
Wow.
The Bulldogs should be happy, right? Hawks, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors.
Hawks fans are a little preoccupied.
Right. Reading what reading what I'm, saying what I'm reading. Popped up and out of play. You're like, that knucklehead just say Melbourne? 2-2 now. Yeah, I sure did. Big opportunity here for Bloomingdale if they can push one across, and that's going to be outside. And now we go to a full count. 3-2 with 2 runners aboard here. 3-2, so I don't think they're going to start him because it's a left-handed batter and an easy pickings down at third base. And the lead certainly not big enough pitch, and he just slaps that one as if to say, I'll take another, thank you very much, as he does his best Bee Gees impression and stays alive. And we'll do it again. A collective breath hold here in USSSA Space Coast Stadium for Hawks fans, as the Bloomingdale fans have traveled well. And this ball is, again, just a bat barrel on a pitch to get another by Denzio. And Jensen's, right here is where Jensen's got to stay patient. He's throwing strikes. Maybe change the location a little bit if you can, but just fill the zone. The pitch, and he does, and that's a slapper down to third, and they're going to get the runner in a force, and yep, that's going to be a fielder's choice there, and Denzio will reach there. So down goes Jennings from Caden Doherty. 2 outs, and Izzy Perez steps in. Perez has struck out twice and popped out. Check swing. What's wrong?
I was just looking at something on the replay.
Oh, okay. 0-1 to Perez. Jensen gets out of this without giving up a run. All the Hawks will need is 1 to advance to the Final Four. Pitch. That ball is lifted down the right field line, and Jensen now has Perez in an 0-2 hole. 2 on, 2 out, and 2 strikes to the team's leading home run hitter. Jensen struck him out to end the game in Game 1. Can he do it again here to get his team to the bottom of the 7th? Upstairs, 1-2. Got a 1-batter save on Confreda's 6 2/3 effort as Jensen came in and struck out this guy right here to end it, and now has him in a 1-2 hole. Perez from Jensen. The runner goes, and this is lofted into right field. It's going to drop and keep rolling. And a little bit of a miscommunication cost the Hawks a run. That's a tough play either way. And Bloomingdale will score on a little, bloop pop in the right field by Perez. He just stuck the bat head out and dropped it between Zach Alarashi and Trey Slavic, and it's 3-2. Unfortunate. Simply unfortunate. Matt Meyer, the pitching coach, the Bayside alum, out to talk to Jensen, and still got another out to get here is what he's telling him. First base is open, though. So if you're not comfortable with Cruz, and take your chances with Mason Johnson, but I think you want to get this guy with first base open regardless, and that's just unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what happened there. It just looked, I don't know if it was miscommunication. I don't know what it was out there, but the ball drops in between Slavic and Alarashi and just kept rolling. Luckily for the Hawks, bad base running by the Bulls because he ran back to third. Should have been 2 runs that scored. That's a shot to Slavic and up and over to first. And that will end the inning. But the Bloomingdale Bulls do get 1 as they get 3 hits in the inning, score 1, leave 2. 3 outs for Viera going to the bottom of the 7th. All right, they're going to leave it up to Vaughn Osting to close this thing out. And for Osting, he's going to have to get through Brennan Confreda, Trey Slavic, and Brody Vogel. And we talk about the youth of the Hawks all the time, and Caleb, you made an excellent point. Coachable moment here in that last inning with the hard ground ball hit to Caden Doherty at third base. I think it was Doherty down. I'm sure it was Doherty down there. But a 5-4-3 double play in order there, and you never know. But those are the things that, you know what I mean? You see the runner coming at you, and you want to make the play. He does. So, it's tough, man. It is tough. And then you get a little bat head ball that goes out and just drops. That's just simply hitting them where they ain't, right?
Yep.
And let's hope it's, as a Viera fans, for the Viera fans and for Brevard County, let's hope it's not the winning run. But we have certainly seen the Hawks come from behind in many a situation like this. They trail 3-2. And Osting's first pitch offering to Brennan Confreda is fouled off. Now, Osting gets 95 pitches, right? As a junior?
Yes. But now there in that chart it does say any varsity level pitcher that goes 105.
Okay.
So I believe at the varsity level you can be afforded the 105.
Okay. I'll have to look at the chart. I haven't seen it in a while. Osting, 96 pitches he's thrown tonight. So if I look at this pitch count chart, no, that's his pitch count. That's what he can do. That's daily maximum total pitches. As a junior, 17, 18, 15, 16, he's got 95. And if he's a senior, he's got 105. And then that's it. That's all he can throw. Now, if he's at 104 and a batter steps up, he can finish the batter.
Yes.
But he cannot start another batter with the exceeded pitch count. Archbishop McCarthy.
Yeah, we didn't forget.
Yeah, we did not forget, did we? It was 4 years ago. I'll never forget that. 2-2 to Brennan Confreda. 3-2, and the Hawks a pitch away from having the leadoff hitter report. Confreda 3-2 last time and struck out. And he will not get him. And Confreda, grounded out. Confreda will walk to lead off the inning. And Trey Slavic steps in. And Trey's had some good at-bats here tonight. He's had a single, and he walked. Hawks have got to stay out of the double play here. I would even bunt here. I would. If I'm Giff, I'm bunting. Third baseman's in on the grass, and he does show bunt. Oh, they got him. They picked off Brennan Confreda. What a play by the catcher, Vinny Denzio. And I tell you what, and Brennan will tell you all day long, he was just too far and got caught, and that is out number one. We talked about the base running at times, and that's part of this process with this young team at times. Now, Confreda's a senior, so he'll tell you he knows better, but you cannot make that mistake. You just can't. And I love Brennan, and he knows that, but that is you just got to be sure in situations like that. Two 2-0 though to Trey Slavic, and that's 2-1 as Osting looks to finish this off. Once again, we want to thank Sunwave Real Estate. Strike two, 2-2. Osting comes to a set. Pitch. Got him. And the Viera Hawks are down to the final out of the season. And it's going to be up to Brody Vogel, the leadoff hitter. And I think that's it. Yep, he can't throw any more pitches. That is pitch 106. And Osting will exit the game with 6 2/3 innings pitched. And what a night for this young man. 6 2/3 innings. He allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. None of them were earned. He walked 4, struck out 9, threw 106 pitches, 66 of them for strikes. We'll be right back to tell you who the Sunwave Real Estate Relief closer of the game is here in just a moment. All right, to try to close this thing out, is going to be Luke Long. And Luke Long this year, 2-0 with a 0.46 ERA. This is going to be Long's 7th appearance this season. Long in 15 1/3 innings pitched, 14 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Teams batting .237 against Long. And Brody Vogel will step in the box to face him first. And he is the final hope for the Hawks in the 2025 season here. As Bloomingdale looks to go to their fourth? The Bloomingdale for its 4th Final Four appearance in 5 years. The 2021 state champs looking to finish off the Hawks here. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, 3-2. Game 1, 3-1. Game 2, 3-2 in 8 innings. Game 3, 3-2. It has just been that type of a series. And 2 evenly matched teams. 2 very similar teams. Pitching, probably just a little bit better for Bloomingdale. As Brody Vogel steps in. And the first pitch offering from Luke Long is drilled into left field where they're not. And Vogel is going to get into second base, maybe rather easily. Yes, he will. And Vogel, because of what Caleb and I have been talking about all game, Vogel is able to double with 2 outs.
Yep.
Because he had half an outfield to hit into. Great play by Vogel, and Aiden Cameron steps in now. Oh my, what could have been. 2 outs. Vogel at second. Cameron at the plate. He has walked, grounded out, and flied out. This ball is lifted, and this should do it. Called, hauled, and that will do it as the Bloomingdale Bulls have come into USSSA Stadium and beaten the Viera Hawks 3-2. They will win the series 2-1. And for the 4th time in 5 years, the Bulls and head coach Chris Wilkin will advance to the FHSAA Final Four. Congratulations to Matt Gifford and the Viera Hawks on an outstanding season. The Hawks will wrap up at 23-13 this year. And Caleb, Your final thoughts.
Look, this team's been fun to watch all season. The Hawks, we stated it from the beginning. Sometimes the youth shows up in inopportune times.
Yeah.
But all in all, they don't really have much to hang their heads about.
They don't have anything to hang their heads about. And listen, we said that this was a team that was the jack of all trades. They didn't really master any of them this year, but they played well in every phase of the game. And the thing about Viera this year was, they ran the bases hard. They pitched well. They hit well. They did what they had to do when they had to do it, and they nearly did it again there. But they come up short. Final line tonight, Bloomingdale, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. And the Hawks, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. And your winning pitcher tonight, oddly enough, well, actually it will be Osting. Osting will be the winning pitcher tonight. He goes 6 2/3, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, walks 4, strikes out 9. Luke Long with the save as he gets the fly out there to end the game. Bloomingdale will advance to Fort Myers, and for the first time in quite a while, we will not have a team on the west coast of Florida as the month of May hits the midway point. So once again, I want to thank Sunwave Real Estate. Thank all of you out there for a terrific 2025 baseball season, and I want to thank Cheryl Dravis and Principal LeGarrette and Coach Matt Gifford and Dan Widener and all of the coaches for the Viera Hawks and all of you out there, Matt Meyer and all of you out there. So once again, your final score from USSSA Stadium. The Bloomingdale Bulls will advance to the Final Four. They get the 3-2 regional final championship win over the Viera Hawks. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.